What's up guys, Spencer here. We're back doing another video for you guys today. This time we took a field trip over to Hobby Action Raceway to do some practice testing for you guys. In today's video we're going to be going through throttle frequency. There will probably be at some point multiple parts to this video, but in general I wanted to talk about throttle frequency. Generally, when people change frequencies, truthfully, most of the people don't really know why they're changing it, what they're really looking for, and I wanted to really help build the picture of really what it's doing on the track. That's why we're going to be take the camera out on the track, show you a couple sections that I think that I can show you the differences that you can visibly see what it's doing, and then I'll be kind of talking through a couple of these sections to explain when I change the frequency from, let's say, 12 to 5 or to 4, from really big swings, to explain to you what it's doing. That way, when you guys are watching this, you can kind of make an educated decision. Okay, what he was saying about this spot and that spot, giving a smoother throttle response or feeling in these sections. Maybe it can help you out for your local running or racing that you do. So we're going to go through the settings that I'm currently running for the throttle frequency only, and then make some changes on the track. That way you guys will be able to see what's going on. Lastly, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching these videos. If you do like these style of videos, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment if you have any questions, and if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps out the YouTube channel for us. That way we can continue to give out as much information and feedback for you guys to go out there and have a good time. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So to go over the basics 101 of throttle frequency, the first thing you kind of want to think about before making changes is what's the traction level at the track. If it's low grip traction, loamy, loose, whatever it may be, you typically want to run a higher frequency, 12 to 16, 16 to 24. Those are the kind of ranges you want to be within to have the proper feel without having a lot of wheel spin. Now, if you're on a really high bite track, you can be more prone to running a lot lower frequency. For an example, maybe 4 to 10 on the frequency windows. And generally, if you're in the ballpark with your frequency, you don't really want to play with it a whole lot. You kind of want to have your good baselines. For hobby action, we run 10 to 12 in the two-wheel drive buggy classes for the modified. If you run stock two-wheel drive buggy, you typically want to be in the 6 to 8 range on the throttle frequency. And then if you run on carpet, things can be quite more shifted to one direction. So generally, like I said, if it's low grip, high grip, that's how you want to determine what frequencies, windows you want to be within, and that's how I like to explain to people when you are tuning. I think if you're within a window of plus or minus, 4 on, within the 4 window range, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, because you are able to change them independently on the newer style G3 speed controls or even the G2 legacy speed controls. So with that being said, those are generally the 101s on throttle frequency. We're going to go on track. I'm going to show you the frequency that I currently have in my four-wheel drive buggy, and we're going to make some big changes and show you what's actually happening. I'll have the mic on. I'll be talking a little bit in those sections to give a description of how I think it's feeling, and then that way you guys can see what's actually going on. So to put things into more simpler terms, if that was already a little confusing, when you talk frequency, the lower the frequency decimal is, the more punchy, aggressive the throttle feel will be. The higher the frequency decibel, the smoother, less punchy that it will be. So if that's a better terminology to understand, then they'll keep it simple. That way you don't have any confusion. So the throttle frequency is set to 10. We're going to leave this as set, put the camera out there, show you guys a couple of sections, and then we're going to dramatically change this to a different frequency number, and then go from there. So this is the section we're going to be focusing on right here with the throttle frequency changing. You have a full throttle jump into here, 180, full throttle whoops back, and then powering onto the straightaway through this back section, and then jumps back here. These are the sections that you can really start to feel these throttle frequency changes because of the on and off throttle inputs and deep throttle inputs coming onto the straightaway. And you'll be able to see what's actually changing going on. So I got my car over there, I got my radio right here, I got my program box right here, and let's get right into it. So as you can see that there was a little bit of a mishap in the whips there. I kind of got on the gas a little bit too hard and the car kind of got a little upset. Those are the key things that you want to kind of keep an eye on. Got on the throttle hard, pretty smooth coming onto the straightaway, doing the back jump section. I would say in general, this is kind of like my baseline feel at 10 frequency. When I get on the straightaway pretty hard coming on, the car doesn't get overly upset, which is kind of what you're looking for. So I would say this is just in the middle ground feel, what I would expect. So we can go down, change the frequency, and see what happens. All right. So the speed control was already set to 10 frequency. I'm going to go ahead and change it. I'm going to go to 4, which the basics of 101 of RC frequency changing would say that from 10 to 4 would be really, really aggressive. But we're going to see what it does on the track, and I'll show you guys. You'll see for yourself. Four frequency it is. So we're going to sit back up in the same spot. See what happens. Oh wow. Yeah, so right off the gun, the throttle feel is really, really punchy. I feel like when I'm in the trigger deeper, I actually have a little bit more feeling than I was expecting. Still pretty good on the jumps. I'm not over jumping or under jumping them. I would say right there with crashing, one thing I noticed when I was on the gas, off the gas, and then punched it right up the face, the car kind of jolted a little bit more than I was expecting, and that kind of caused for an error of driving for me. But generally, my initial thoughts or impressions were I actually really liked it out of 180s, especially for the whoops right here. But right here, I definitely noticed when I was accelerating here, let off the gas and then accelerated, the car like jolted really strange. But coming on the straightaway, I didn't see any issues with the car kind of getting all wonky because you want the power to lay down smoothly and go. So this section, it was good. I just went to go flip over my car. We are going to do a couple more laps with this, and then we'll change it, go from 4, and then go to 24, just to see what that does. Got my program box. So drive frequency was at 4. We're going to go to 24. save, and then unplug. All right, so this is 24 on the throttle frequency, and we're gonna see how it does. Oh, wow. Okay, so right away, I can totally tell when I'm driving around, especially on the straightaway, the higher the frequency, you have a lot more top end and a lot less punch or torque for that matter. And I can totally tell that my timing for the throttle on jumps, I have to pull more throttle than I'm wanting to. Back here in this section, you can see that I'm kind of casing that dragon's back. So 24 is just clearly too high of a frequency for four-wheel drive modified. But the crazy part is the higher the frequency, I can totally tell much higher RPMs than the lower frequency. So those were some pretty interesting changes there. I was able to really tell a difference right away from the driving aspect. Also, not to mention the driving, I was also able to hear the difference in the different frequencies. So that was also really different. I know when you're making changes to these ESC settings at races, sometimes you change a setting and it takes 2 hours until you run again. And being able to do these setting changes on the fly quickly and easily definitely does help when you're trying to figure out what direction to go to. So the conclusion of what I figured out today, and hopefully you guys were able to see and learn something from this, the higher the frequency, the more RPMs I had on straightaway, definitely a lot less punchy in the jumping section, as you can see back here. And with the lower frequency, the car felt like in the trigger, I had a lot more feeling for power and torque under load. But I definitely noticed a lot less top speed. So for an example, my baseline setting was 10 frequency. I tried 4 frequency on the throttle and then went to 24. To be honest, I kind of liked a little bit of the lower frequency feel for this style track and traction that I'm running on. So I'll probably meet in the middle window, and I'll probably end up starting with 8 frequency for when I go to Trackside Hobbies for the next event, at the J Concepts INS event. So definitely a learning experience for me in this video. I hopefully you felt the same watching. As always, guys, thank you guys for always watching these style of videos. It's much appreciated when you guys like, subscribe, and share. And if you like it, we're going to continue to do it. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you guys on the next one.